right, welcome back to another episode of Orange Peelers. How are you, Zane?
I'm very well. Like, obviously, interesting games this weekend. Your team got up in Golden Point. My team had the bye, our third and final bye of the year. So now it's just a straight run home.
It's all on you guys now to
believe it or not. No one's
finals.
bringing us up. Souths are actually 4 points out of the 8 at the moment.
Are they still bottom four?
They are. Shows how tight the competition is. But 4 points
They're
out of the
bottom
8.
four
2 wins
with no buys left.
No.
Bottom
I
four with
know.
no buys
Embarrassing,
left.
but still.
Interesting.
We're on the verge. Warriors have had 1 bye. Guess where they'd be right now if they had 3 buys.
Warriors? Where?
6.
Yeah, okay.
They'd
Interesting.
that's how tight it is. And
Yeah.
The Warriors are literally, they're 5th last.
Yeah, I'd say...
So they'd be top 8 right now if they had all their buys.
I think anywhere 13th and upwards, it's very tight. I think bottom 4, you can probably just ignore those teams. Season over for the bottom 4.
I
But
wouldn't.
13th and up.
I'm not throwing South in there just yet.
13th and up.
Just yet.
In the mix, not 14th and below. Let's go into
14th and up, I'm going to say.
13th and up. South season is over. No buys left.
Okay, we'll see.
Tough run home.
We'll see.
They suck. No, they don't suck anymore, to be fair.
No,
but they sucked too much at the start of the season.
Anything can happen. We saw Parramatta. Where were they? They were 14th with about, 6 rounds to go. And
Wow,
they run
good on them.
to the grand final. So
Different game back then, mate.
Yeah.
No 6 again.
anything can happen.
Latrell Mitchell's due to be suspended pretty soon, I feel, as well.
Probably,
So
but
yeah,
worry about that
probably.
when that happens.
So the round 17 scores, Zane, you had a pretty good week.
Yeah,
Can you
did
tell
I?
us how many tips did you get right?
1.
1.
Probably the worst round of tipping I've ever done.
Out of 7, to be fair. It wasn't out of 8.
Doesn't matter. It's 1 I got right. Being the Roosters, which was the easy one. Tigers will never win in that
So the
game.
only tip you
it was-
got right is your team's arch rival.
Yes.
Wow.
So thank you, Roosters. You saved my...
You've dropped your
I've dropped
phone.
my
You
phone,
love
yeah.
dropping your phone.
Fill up my pocket, but thank you, Roosters. You saved me from having a handful of embarrassment. I was hoping the Tigers would win that
A
game.
handful of embarrassment. Still
yeah,
embarrassing
but
one.
I was hoping the Tigers would win that game because I don't like the Roosters. But
So you were hoping for 0
yeah,
out of 7
a little
just to
part
see.
of me just was like, at least the Roosters won.
If you're watching Orange Peelers and you watch every week, can somebody make a compilation of Zane's phone falling out of his pocket? Because
We'll have one
it
soon.
happens. You need somebody compile that and then compile Zane talking about Reece West's try in the wet.
Can go there.
It can go there. It can sit on Matt Burton. His face is a bit off the table today. He's like, usually I get to look at his lovely face. I'm just looking at his mouth and nose.
Speaking of Matt Burton,
Well, hang on.
actually, yeah.
So you got one.
about Matt
You got
Burton
1 out of
one.
8. I got
7.
Oh, sorry, 1
Not-
out of
not
7.
8,
Sorry,
7.
yeah, high percentage, 1 out of 7. And pretty much that just cost you the round. Obviously, the predictions were pretty tight, but not. You just didn't get enough predictions to make up for the 1 out of 7. So I won the week again. I go to 12. You're on 5. That, to be fair, isn't including Origin. I've just realised, and I think we're 1-1 in Origin. You definitely won the first Origin. I think I won the second Origin because I had Mitch Moses man of the match. I had both try scorers, so I'll double check that. But I think it's 13-6.
Okay.
So do you reckon you got a bit of South Sydney in you? Can you come back?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
I can't keep up with how quick the season's going.
Yeah.
It's round 18.
There's 10 weeks.
Yeah, I
There's 10
know.
rounds left.
It's gone quickly, so it's gonna be pushed.
I keep looking at my super coach and I don't have many trades left, and I'm going, oh, I'm in trouble. And I'm like, oh, well, there's only 10 weeks left. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not that bad. Let's talk about Matt Burton. Let's get straight into that because there's nothing else I
So I
want to talk about
missed
today.
the first 15 minutes of this game.
Yeah.
I turned on, Dogs are up 12-0. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, gee. This reminds me of the Sharks, against the Dolphins. I'm like,
Yeah.
But then the Sharks fought their way back in it.
Yeah.
They took the lead, and then
Yeah.
controversial penalty, I must say.
Yeah, I felt
got
like
the
it was a penalty.
Dogs there converted. The penalty.
I didn't think it
goal.
was controversial.
I
he
thought
held
it-
him back.
I wouldn't have given that a penalty.
They probably made like a little bit of theatrics. Theatrics, I feel like that's
Yes.
the right word from Bailey Hale, but he was held back, and you just
And
can't.
there
do
was
that.
we go to Golden Point, which you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Golden
love
Point, but
Golden
anyway,
Best way to win a game.
Sharks got a penalty right in Golden Point. I'm
No.
trying to remember.
Not at
Something.
all.
Dogs
They
knocked it on.
yeah,
That's
Sam
what
Hughes
happened.
dropped the
and
ball.
I'm like, okay, Sharks should seal it here.
Yeah.
Front of the goalpost.
Yeah.
Nico Hines misses. I don't know how he missed
15 metres out.
it. It was
front.
there. It was there. I've kicked.
He could have thrown it over.
He could have.
We've seen Hainsey at Allianz Stadium on camera kick it from there. Kick it from there.
I don't know how he missed it, but he did. And then Burton.
And with minimal kick pressure. There was
Yes.
kick pressure, but minimal.
Burton, third time lucky.
Yeah.
Converts.
Well, it was
comes
his
off the post.
It was his
but
first field goal He's 1 from 1 field goals. He missed 2 2-point field goals.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He kicked. He's 1 from 1 field goal. I'm sick of
I was
all
ready.
this.
I was ready for him to do a Latrell at Shark Park and miss like 4.
Well, I'm just sick of the rhetoric of like, oh, well, you missed the first 2. Like, yes, he did miss the first 2. Fair enough, but they were from at least. Like 45 metres out, and they both went dead on the full. He smashed them.
Third time's always the charm, and he got this one and got
the post.
Got them the game. Off the post. And after that game, I'm pretty certain Dogs will play finals now.
I think
if they don't,
it's a failure.
It's a failure. The way they've been playing, they can compete with those top sides. Don't make it.
It's similar to the Broncos. I think it was not last year, the year before. The year they fell off when. They weren't like expected to play finals footy, but then halfway through the year, they'll at a standard where it's like, no, they should be finals. And it's the same way with the Bulldogs, where pre-season, like if you were like, oh, the Bulldogs came 10th, you'd be like, oh, that's like pretty solid. But now you look at the lad, you go, if they come 10th, it is no, that's not good enough. The standard they're playing they're playing the standard of a top 8 team. Even like outside of the Sharks game, the month before, they're playing like top 4 standard.
I still think even in that game they look like. But let me the Sharks, they've now lost 4 out of 5, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
You know, I watched this game. The way they're playing, like they're not playing terrible, but the way they're playing reminds me of a lot of Souths at this time last year.
Yeah, okay.
They're not playing terrible, but they're not sealing
winning,
the games.
Yeah.
Like there was that Raiders game, there was that Dogs reserve grade game. That's still core to this day. We'll talk about the Sharks, but do you think they're falling off?
Well, I think you can't deny that Nico Hines is in his own head.
Yeah.
And like this is a second game that he hasn't iced in the past 2 or 3 games. I think like they lost that Dolphins game when Nico Hines missed from the sideline. They lost this Bulldogs game in Golden Point when they were winning with 5 minutes left. I think definitely like when you look at how many games they'd won
this year
around Magic Round, how many games they'd won, and then you look at the last month or so, they have fallen off.
I think at Magic Round they had lost 1 game.
Yeah,
by that point of the
That's
season.
what I mean. Like they were flying.
It was that big one
into the Tigers. Like they were flying, and now they're just not flying anymore. So like based off that, they have fallen off. It's just a matter of.
Are you concerned that could get worse?
No, I think they'll play finals. I think it's similar to South Sydney, but the opposite where.
But this time last year we were saying South would.
No,
play
but
finals.
not as in last year's South. As in this year's South. South are now playing good footy, but they probably lost too many games early to make the 8. Where Sharks are playing average footy, but they won so many games early they'll probably make the 8.
I think Sharks still make the 8.
Yeah,
but the thing I'm bringing up is that this time last year people were still pretty confident South would still sneak into the 8.
Yeah,
and we all know how that went. So
yeah, but no, I think
the Sharks will be fine, but they're not winning games at the moment.
Yeah, they're not.
They don't look like the side they were.
Not at all.
They're not clutching it.
Well, I want to say
he's a very clutch player. Very clutch player. Absolutely sealed the field goal
off the post, as I said, off the post. Did you hear the music played afterwards through the TV?
I did hear
What's doing? Shout out to the DJ. He's got 2 music tracks in front of him. Bulldogs team, a team song. I was going to say team chant. It's not a chant. The Bulldogs team song, the anthem, or "Hey Baby" by
I don't know where that came from.
By whatever artist, Anton or something, and he's misclicked a button or something, and "Hey Baby" starts playing. I reckon that should be the new Bulldogs team song.
Hey Baby.
Yeah. Ooh, ah. Instead of ooh, ah, it should be like Bulldogs. I reckon after every win, the Dogs have got to play that song now. It was. You've seen the videos?
Yeah.
The kennel was going off.
We could hear it on the TV. We could hear the fans going
singing.
off on the TV.
Bro, everyone was singing. Everyone was dancing. One of the great karaoke moments of all time, I reckon. Shout out, it was just, the vibes were immaculate. It was such a good win.
I was so 50-50 in this game the whole time. I'm like, I think Bulldogs have it wrapped up. Then Sharks took the lead. I'm like, Sharks should hold on here. Then Golden Point, I thought Sharks. After that knock on, I'm like, Sharks will win it again.
I'll tell you what, Zane.
Like, they can't lose it from this field position.
As soon as we went to extra time, I was calling it a little bit ironically, like a bit tongue-in-cheek, but with about 15, 20 to go, I kept saying to the people around me, we're going to win this. It's going to be tight, but we'll win. But it was a bit of tongue-in-cheek, and they kept telling me, stop manifesting that. Shut up. And then Sharks went up by 2, and then we got the penalty goal. And everyone was, a bit off me, being like, why did you, put us in this situation? Because I manifested it. And, the whole time I was saying, we'll win. We're going to win by, 2 points. Or, I said we're going to defend the 2-point lead. And then, obviously, the Sharks scored. But that was, tongue-in-cheek. But then we go to Golden Point. And obviously, Matt Burton's just missed his first field goal from 45 out. And they show Matt Burton on the big screen. And he was giggling in the team huddle to, the trainer. He just was so calm. like to the point that he's laughing. Like he's just missed a game-winning field goal. He's going to golden point and he's laughing. I'm like, oh, he's like so not under pressure. Like he wasn't feeling the pressure. He was calm. Where they then showed Nico Hines and he looked like he'd pooed his pants. He looked like he was about to cry. And that in that moment, that's where I was like, I think we've got this, because Matt Burton just looked so much more composed than Nico Hines did. And I said to my cousin who was next to me, Daniel, who you'd know from some online competitive gaming, I said to him, like, Nico Hines is not kicking the first field goal attempt he gets because like he just looks so scared.
But then looking back in my mind, I'm like, oh, right, he's right there.
That's what happened. So that's like I kept saying to my cousin, I kept saying to him, like, they've got Trindle and they've got Nico. No way either of them is kicking their first attempt. Like, I'm telling you, they're going to miss. And then they get to 15 metres out, and I go, oh, you know what? No, they're too close. Like, there's no way they miss from here. I thought he kicked
it. I was, like, sitting there.
Everyone in the kennel thought he kicked it.
That's the game. And I'm like, excuse me.
And then nobody was celebrating, but, like, the Bulldogs weren't celebrating. The Sharks weren't celebrating. And everyone in the kennel was like, what's happening? And then, like, he's missed it. And then when he missed it, I said, like, oh, like, we've won. 7 tackle set. Burton's slotting them from 45 out. Like, distance-wise, he's getting the distance. Like, he's not... Like, eventually he's going to kick one. In terms of accuracy. He's not going to keep hitting them right. And then, obviously, he got 35 out and nailed it.
Which you reckon's better, that one or the one against the Cowboys?
Cowboys won for me.
You reckon?
It was...
I was at that game as well.
Because it was a similar distance out, but then from the sideline. And then it was, like, in the last second of golden point first half. And it was a comeback. They were down, like, 14-0 or something. And
were they in that game? I was at that game. I don't think they were.
They were definitely down.
I thought it was like a tight.
No, they were definitely down. Maybe not 14-0. I want to have a look.
I know Attica scored late in the game.
I want to have a look. It was definitely a comeback victory because I remember saying to the person next to me, I don't remember who it was, but I said to somebody, like, I hate rugby league. I was like off. I was just off it, and then they came back and won. Let's have a look. So 60th. It was 14-6.
Yeah, 14-6. It was something like that. I didn't think it was 14-0. I was like...
Yeah, no, 14-6. And then, yeah, I was just, like, ropeable. And then as well, you take it into consideration...
missed the conversion, didn't he?
From the side. Yeah, and Josh Adokar scored on the sideline to go to golden point. And that's why... But, like, you look at back then... Although at the time, we'd won 2 from the first 4.
I remember I was at the top of a call.
Yeah,
you're
in the gold section,
we had it, like, all to ourselves as well. There was hardly anyone up there, and we were like, we were just, like,
But I think the key difference between that and now is, like... And it's so nice to be able to say this, but, like, we're getting used to winning games. Where back then, wins were more meaning... And I'm not saying wins aren't meaningful. I had tears in my eyes after we kicked the match-winning field goal. Don't get me wrong. But I think back then, they were even more meaningful because, like, we...
Well, this season for me has made me appreciate winning more. Especially, like, not necessarily the last few weeks, but just weeks before that. Like, when we kept losing, I was like, oh, I miss when we're winning. Like, I actually didn't take it for granted. I was just like, oh, we won.
There's a saying, Zane, that I've always liked to say. It's tough days make the good ones sweeter.
Especially like the Dogs who haven't been used to it.
Well, yeah, when you lose games, the wins feel a little bit better, mate. And as you said, they don't know how to react. We win a game of football and golden point, and the DJ doesn't play the team song. He plays "Hey Baby, Who Are."
Dogs fans, they're pretty hectic when they win games.
Very hectic. And
I've had to witness it once.
Get used to it.
Every time I go to a South,
you think that was bad? You should get to some. Come this weekend. The dog, like you thought that was bad. It is way more hectic now.
What about the Warriors fans? What are they like after? They beat you there last year.
Yeah, there were some lippy Warriors fans in the kennel. Actually, I'll tell you what, Zane. Ask the Eels fans how they felt about the Bulldogs fans after the game the other week. I promise you it was worse for them. But I'm saying, like, I'm not saying you didn't witness it, but I think, like, it's worse now because there's more of us at the game now. Like, all the bandwagons are coming to the game.
Horns,
so good. The car park.
Yeah, I know.
The P1 car park
the trains as well.
The trains. Everyone at Lidcombe drumming on the station.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's great. Shout out to it's good when we're winning. Like, the Bulldogs fan base.
The thing is, Good Friday South always pump the Dogs. So
because you have Jared Sutton on your side, bro.
Not this year, but
this was the second time in the last 15 games that we've won with Jared Sutton as ref. We've beat the Sutton curse, so you're in for a shock next Good Friday.
Well, Roosters have been winning quite a few games with Klein this year. I don't think he's the curse of the club anymore. I know apparently he's the reason they haven't gone through deep in finals over the last few years, according to a certain supporter. But
a certain passionate.
They've actually got a pretty good record under him this year.
But no, I think every fan base, and rightly so, says like they have the best fans. But I think like Doggies undeniably are like right up there. As like some of the most passionate fans. Like they're just so, it's such a vibe. It's such a culture.
I would agree.
Like maybe, like if you're not going to put us number one, you have to admit.
The issue is Broncos fans are passionate, but like there's still like the Dogs there are pain in the asses when they win.
Yeah.
And
like I'd have Warriors up there, but then like they're so bandwagony as well.
Yeah, they are. But
I'd like
South have
there.
loyal, but like the issue is that they play not in their area, and people can't be bothered going to Western Sydney.
Yeah, well, it's the same for it's similar because our call's barely even Western Sydney. It's just like out of the way. Like it's the same for Dogs.
It's more in the Dogs, like Canterbury.
Yeah, I agree. It is further for South, but even like Dogs fans will be like, "No, I'm not going. It's a call." Look at Belmore. We pack it out every time.
TV viewers, Souths have the highest numbers. Yeah. That's why they're consistently on Channel 9.
And they're one of the biggest clubs.
That's why you see why Broncos and Souths have a lot of Channel 9 games.
I don't know how many Channel 9 games Souths will have next year because they suck now.
Yeah, but I know it comes down to which teams get the most viewers.
Yeah.
That's why Penrith, because people like to watch Penrith because they're a top side. Parramatta get a lot of Channel 9 games.
Yeah.
Souths do. Broncos like every week.
Yeah, they love their Friday night footy in Brisbane.
Who doesn't get Channel 9? Raiders don't. Warriors don't. But Warriors got there.
No, we've got a couple this year actually.
Dogs used 10 years ago used to like always have the Friday night game. I remember.
Yeah, back when we were good.
Like they used to always have it. It was either them or the Broncos and who else? Manly don't seem to get much.
That's fair.
Games,
Knights,
Roosters get a
Titans.
And Titans had a few this year.
Reckon?
I feel. Yeah, they've had a few Sunday Arvo games.
Yeah, fair.
I think they got 2 weeks. Can you believe Manly vs Titans at Rookies are going to be a Channel 9 game?
Yeah. All right. We're getting a bit off topic here.
We are, but I think that's Des Hasler returns. That's probably why.
I do want to say just back on the Bulldogs game, and then we can move on because we've done a lot of talking about it. But just credit to Matt Burton's kicking game. I said this on a podcast I was on yesterday, but just his long kicking game,
and just totally
so underrated
with what you said.
Yeah. Like you say it.
He belted it down the field.
Yeah.
And that's literally what won you the game.
We wouldn't have been in the game if Matt Burton didn't play purely from his kicking game.
Yeah, I noticed it on the night as well. I'm like, gosh, he's belting knees down.
Yeah, it was. I think that's the most noticeable it's been in a game yet, where like our forwards were literally getting to the 20 or 30 meter mark. Like they were just going nowhere.
And that was the reason why I thought Sharks would run away with it, because that was just up that end so much.
And then they just kept kicking to the corners, and it's a credit to also the Bulldogs' resilience to hang in the game and then to stick to the game plan. You know, if you're down by 2, it's very easy to go off the game plan and try things and take risks. But Burton just kept kicking it to that corner and trusted the process.
Do you reckon Bulldogs can keep this up for the rest of the year? Or do you reckon they'll just tire out?
I've seen enough that they're going to keep it up because it's every week people tip against us. We're never favourites.
Every week they're having these big grinding games. You reckon?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's just going to...
But like I thought that a month ago.
Yeah.
And it's like...
You're right.
Because it's a fit forward pack. The thing is the forward pack are small and fast and speedy and fit, and so that they're not going to get tire out. It's bigger bodies that tire out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the whole. What are the media calling, like small ball or something? Where it's like that's why they're not tiring out, because they're so small and just like fit little buggers that are just going to go all day. And that's like the Bulldogs every week are playing 80 minutes, and you just never see that from the Bulldogs. Like they just play 80 minutes.
On Good Friday, though, did they?
But I disagree. I think they did on Good Friday. They scored right at the end.
No, I don't think they played the first 10 minutes though.
Yeah, but I mean,
after that point,
I mean they're playing to the end of games. Like Good Friday's the perfect example of them playing to the end of the game, because the game was over with 10 minutes to go. South's got a try, late in the game to sort of seal it.
No, we didn't. We scored it early in the first half. Wyden scored it off the Johnston.
What round was it? 3?
Round 4.
4. Here we go.
Because Wyden scored off of Johnston back on the inside, and that was early in the second half. And we scored 2 tries very early in the game.
You scored in the 44th minute, but we scored in the 79th minute. So
I think we got a penalty and it made it 20-12. That's what you might be.
Yeah, 75th. Yeah,
he couldn't get the tee out.
75th minute, Latrell Mitchell penalty goal makes it 20-12, and that makes it an 8-point game. 2 tries.
Why is it always when Matt Burton converts against South, there's always some sort of issue? This year we had the tee.
With
last
the
year there was the laser.
Yeah. But back to this, the South Bulldogs game is a good example of them playing 80, because the Bulldogs last year, if they were down by 8 with 5 minutes left, if they were down by 6, 44 minutes in, and the game would have just blown open. There was the Curtis Moran sin bin, 50th minute. If that was last year, the game would have just blown open. Exactly, that's what I mean. And that's why, that's the perfect example of how they've changed, where they play to the end. The game was over 8. You're down by 8 with a minute left. The game is over, and they still just find their effort to score a try, and that's
I love that
footy they're playing. Year. Which one?
Trell Mitt, Campbell Graham hat trick.
I feel like that's a bit irrelevant, mate. Just don't know what
I know the Dogs fans weren't a big fan.
Not sure what that's got to do with
tries in 2 minutes.
Matt Burton's match-winning field goal Bulldogs Sharks.
I'm just
a bit off topic.
I'm just being nostalgic. Good days for the
Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs.
It's a bit off topic, mate. South didn't even play on the weekend. No need to talk about him this week.
Well, there is no, because we're not in the media at the moment, which is a good thing for South.
Yeah, the Eels are in the media, which we'll get to.
Buzz
all right.
Rothfield still.
Let's
odd ways, but
let's move on. I don't want to, but let's move on from the Bulldogs Sharks game. Anything else out of this game?
Well, we just spoke about it all then.
Should we talk about the field goal again?
Yeah,
should we
I've seen better field goals, but
yeah, but
it was a good field goal. Yes.
No, I do agree. There has been better field goals, but still off the post. Hey, baby.
And I thought it missed as well.
Yeah.
And then when it wasn't like, that's what it's always like watching on TV as well. We've got
you
don't know. You have to
Brad
wait until
Fielder, we're watching the game back.
until they celebrate.
Brad Fielder yelled, he's got it twice on the 2 misses. Even Brad Fielder didn't know.
You just got to
wait. At the game, yeah, you watch, and on TV, you watch the celebrations.
Yeah,
and that's why the Nico Hines one was confusing, because we thought he got it, but nobody celebrated. And then the Matt Burton one, I didn't even know if it came off the post at the time. Like live, I just thought he got it. And then I watched it back, I was like, oh, it's come off the post.
Like a second delay.
Yeah.
Field goal being kicked in the celebration.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, shout out to Anton and Hey Baby, who are new Bulldogs team. Not chant, we'll keep the same team chant. But you know, like the Bulldogs song?
Yeah.
You'd be familiar with it.
They've changed it a little bit in the last few years.
No, not the team chant, like the song that plays at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
The old, it's like real old.
Yeah, I know.
I can get rid of that and just play Hey Baby.
I agree, get rid of that.
Let's just play Hey Baby.
Slow and just old. And just like, it's not.
We are the mighty Bulldogs.
Like, slow pace songs work sometimes. Like Glory Glory works.
Yeah, but Glory Glory is a bit more iconic than the Canterbury Breed. Great song, though. Great song. But yeah, get Anton Hey Baby in there, I reckon.
Or Who Let the Dogs Out. Even.
Or Who Let the Dogs Out. Get the crowd pumping.
That's the song they run out to, though, isn't it?
No, not even. They play like a weird remix, and it's part of the remix. But yeah, we can. They may as well run. They should run out to it. I think it's a bit inappropriate.
Right, Who Let the Dogs
Yeah,
Out.
there's like an actual meaning behind it that
Yeah.
the club's probably not a bit of a fan of. All right, let's talk Warriors Broncos. We're probably going to fly through the next couple games because
I was a bit distracted this weekend. I watched a handful of games. I watched that first game, but this game I watched the last 20 of, and Warriors played well.
Well, I think me and Zane, we both just watched the Dogs game and went, well, there's not going to be a better game this year, so no point watching. We are also just recording later than we normally do, so we just fly through it. But yeah, Warriors Broncos. I didn't see this at all because I was too busy partying.
You were the better side, and they deserve to win. And it makes me think, like, what happened last week against Gold Coast? After losing by 60, they can come out and play as well as they did. I'm not riding the Warriors off just yet.
They go all right without Sean Johnson.
To play finals, I'm not riding them off.
Yeah, no.
My concern with the Warriors, I feel like they rely on Sean Johnson too much.
I disagree. They're playing way better without him.
No, they rely on him when he's there. They expect him to do everything for them.
Yeah. That's fair.
Like, this is a side that lost to 60 to the team that's like bottom of the ladder.
Yeah.
And then they come out and beat the grand finals from last year, the week later, who aren't travelling the best at the moment.
And they also beat the 3-time back-to-back premiers, Magic round. They're a very.
I'm not riding them off just yet for finals.
Look, I think they can beat.
There's a sniff that they can, because I brought it up with you. I don't know if this was on camera. They've had one bye this year.
Yeah.
They're fifth last.
You just said that earlier.
Bye
you said that before.
They've had a draw. Sorry, I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, if they have had 3 buys, they'd be 6 right now.
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty much tied with a bunch of teams. So they're still a red hot chance.
And like
we
always say, you need 13 wins to make finals. The Warriors don't. They need 12 wins because they've got the draw.
Yeah, you need like 12 or 13 wins to play finals.
I think this year, because it's so close and congested, 13 gets you over the line.
I feel like it could be like 11 wins.
No, because usually
I'm looking at a lot of teams are like 7 wins, 8 losses.
It's but because there's so many teams, it's like you need the wins to be at the top of the pack. And so that's where I'm like, the Warriors, they've got the bye, and that can be the difference. It can put you
that's the same scenario with Manly, and that's why I think Manly will make the 8, because I reckon they're going to be clustered with those sides, and that point is going to come in handy.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if Warriors beat the Dogs this week, and it's a game that the Warriors need to win,
I don't know.
to get their season pumping.
Broncos, they didn't name their stars in this game. Actually, did they?
No,
I don't think they did. No,
because they shouldn't have.
They've got a lot of injuries at the moment, and they've lost 4 in a row.
It was over in New Zealand, and Origin was played on Wednesday. This was played on Friday. No way you're flying your stars over to New Zealand to play. Just like have the week off.
Like 4 in a row. They're sitting outside the 8 at the moment. I feel like they're going to lose 5 in a row this coming weekend.
And if they lose this week, they could fall like to 14th. Or not 13th.
Yes,
I think. 13th.
Yeah. South can't take them over just yet.
But it depends on the
Panthers win by
results.
like lots of points. But
For and against.
We'll
No,
have to
because
see how
you're
that goes.
you're 4 points behind them, are you?
yeah, no, I like bringing that up. We are only 4.
Or are you 2 points behind the Broncos?
No, we're 4.
Yeah.
No, we might.
Well, I'm
Pretty
saying
sure,
Broncos
we're
might be
6
2.
points beyond the Dogs. That's
Broncos 18, South 16.
yeah. All right, okay.
Yeah, but the for and against is
they're still in positives for against.
Yeah.
So.
And you guys are most definitely not in positives.
No.
You're $61 to win the comp, just quietly.
I know. I noticed that the other day. I was like, hey, excuse me.
The Raiders are like 151, and they're like they're closer to the top 8. But yeah, anyway,
that's strange because we were paying like $200 a few weeks ago. I'm like, okay,
you are playing good footy.
They're backing us now, aren't they?
But yeah, Broncos. I think this week against Panthers, like, it's almost a must-win game, which sucks for them because like it's against Panthers. Like that should never be a must-win game. But
Penrith going to lose back to back.
It is in Brisbane.
Penrith going to lose back to back though.
They've lost back-to-back games this year.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they did to the Tigers as well.
It's
last
like
year.
It's not the same because Cleary's out, so it's not the same Panthers. Like it's Law and Cole. Who
How much games have Panthers lost
good.
this year? Have they lost 5 or 4?
I don't know.
I know they've lost a lot more than what they usually do. This time.
I think, but like if Cleary is playing, they've probably only lost like 2 games. Do you know what I mean? Like we sort of forget like Cleary is out. They've lost 5.
They're not as far ahead as what they used to be. Penrith
at all.
Anyway.
But because Cleary's out though. Cleary's
I feel like they are a beatable team this year.
I think when Cleary's back, it's different.
I'll have to give it a few weeks.
That first half when we played them in Penrith, and Cleary was playing in the first half.
That 10 minutes when we played them, made a
PTSD,
statement.
bro.
That first 10 minutes when we played them and made a statement.
Cleary was so dominant against us. Like he
he
makes such a big difference. Like it's Jack Cole and Nathan Cleary. That's a huge difference. I think once Cleary's back, they'll be hard to beat.
Cleary didn't play in that South game, did he? Yeah, when we made a statement.
I don't remember. I don't really care about South, to be honest.
We're up 12-0 in 10 minutes and made a statement.
And then lost.
Lost by 40, I know.
Yeah, so...
we had a big week that week.
Warriors, Broncos. Anything else out of this one? Because
it was like Warriors, they were impressive.
Yeah.
They did well. Broncos have injuries, so they got excuses.
As I said earlier, like I'm just confused why Warriors play better without Sean Johnson. It's weird.
It's interesting.
And the fact he's out this week scares me because maybe it's because like Tiago Martin just gets to do a bit more. And as you said, maybe they do rely on Sean Johnson when he's there. It's like Knights. Sometimes they can be over-reliant on Ponga when he's playing. And I think it was I don't think it was last season. I think it was the year before. They played better without Ponga because it's just a different game plan. But, yeah, I don't know. I think Warriors they're in the mix for finals for sure. And Broncos are as well, obviously. But it's a weird time for Broncos. I do want to say... Pre-season, I tipped them to miss the top 4 as my hot take.
I don't think they're
and
playing
my hotter
top 4,
take was to miss the finals.
Broncos.
Remember? Do you remember I said that?
I think you did say that.
I did. I said hot take.
I still think they make the 8.
So do I, but I'm just saying.
After this, they got a pretty light run into the finals.
Once Reynolds comes back.
When's he due back? 21 or something?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because we play them 20, and I think... maybe we play them 21.
Friday night, do you?
Yeah, and I feel like he's due back.
You've won that game then.
Why?
Because Broncos don't play well in the day.
Perfect. We'll take that.
Trust me, they do not play well in the day.
Okay.
We've seen.
Actually, can you go on your phone and search? Go on Clarkey because Clarkey does every week he posts the NRL injury award or whatever.
He does too. Yes.
And so just see where Adam Reynolds is
cold at the moment.
Clarkey is the GOAT when it comes to just any.
Where would it be? Where would it be? Where would it be?
It should be, you look for the rectangles. Here we go.
Yeah, they are.
Round 17 unavailable players. And Adam Reynolds, it says round 22. Let's go.
He's out for the Dogs game. You're playing the Broncos in the day anyway, so that's just a guaranteed win.
Yeah. So round 22. So he'll be back for 5 weeks. Let's look at their run home quickly with Adam Reynolds.
Yes.
So they've got Titans. Because I'm wondering if they have a bye. Titans, Cowboys, and this is all with Reynolds. Bye, and then they've got Eels. They should be winning all these games with Adam Reynolds playing. Dolphins, lots of Queensland games, and then Storm, where they'll probably.
I reckon Storm could rest their players in that game, but that's a situation.
Realistically, Broncos should lose one of those games, or 1 or 2. Yeah. They should go on a run when Adam Reynolds comes back. I'm going to quickly look at who they play without Reynolds. So obviously, Dogs around 21, Knights around 20, which is sort of an afternoon game. The sun's set by then, 5:30. Dragons, like these are all like winnable games, and then Panthers. So that's a winnable run without Reynolds, and then Reynolds comes back. So
that's what I mean. That's why I still feel like they will slot their way in there.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk Knights.
Speaking
Eels.
of teams that will not slot their way in there, I watched patches of this game and I was disgusted and couldn't be bothered watching it because Parramatta really let me down.
This was game of the round.
Parramatta needed to win this game, and they didn't.
Because you tipped them.
South supporters wanted Parramatta to win this game.
Why?
Because then South would have been out the bottom 4.
Fair enough,
This game,
bro.
it was just Parramatta players, because of how good Moses was on Wednesday, he backed up. They're like, oh, here's the ball. Can you do it for us?
Moses was almost player of the week in a losing side.
I know.
He had a ball lined up.
He just got given the ball. Parramatta players could not be bothered. They're like, oh, Moses.
He scored 2 tries. I'm pretty sure he had 2 try assists. Like, he was just everywhere. He carried them so hard. And then they were winning as well with 10, 15, 20 minutes to go.
This game just leaves a dirty taste in my mouth.
It was such a good game of football, though. Like, it was a very entertaining game.
It was a lot of points and stuff, but
it just sounds like as a Souths fan, you're upset about it.
I am upset. We'd be out the bottom 4 right now, and that's why I hope we kick Parramatta's bum this week.
So this is, karma
for losing
did you
this
see
game.
the end of it?
No.
You haven't seen the end properly? Let me tell you.
I turned off 8 minutes to go.
So, Bradman Best scores his first runaway try to seal the game. 72nd minute. Knights go up 28-20. So they go up by 8.
I know
Game's
it
over.
kept changing.
This is with 8 minutes left. Eels do a short kickoff. It doesn't go 10 meters. Eels grab the ball. Ref says play on. Controversial as, and nobody's talking about it because Knights went on to win. But the commentators, everyone was saying that ball didn't go 10 meters. They grab it because they caught it in the air. It didn't touch the ground. And then it was play on. The Eels then scored off that, and then they must have been down by 2.
Yes.
Mathematically.
I think.
So it would have, because they got 26. So that made it 28. Yeah, 28-26. Eels down by 2. Eels all the momentum. They get back down there with a couple minutes left. Huge attacking set. It goes 5th tackle. Gutho, I think it was, just throws it to nobody. Bradman Best again picks it up for the identical to the first one. Runs 100 meters, scores. Game over. Moses blows up at his teammates. It was a very entertaining ending. And I just Mitch Moses had, I can't understate how good he played. He was had one of his best games ever, genuinely.
His teammates, however.
Yeah, his teammates,
very disappointing.
You can't say the same about. They very much let
I'm just
Mitch
saying,
Moses
the amount of
down.
times I watched it and they just threw him the ball when he wasn't even ready for it, just hoping he'd do something.
Yeah.
It worked occasionally because he's Mitch Moses, but just leaves a dirty taste. And I've been saying all year, I'm like, I don't think Parry will get the spoon, but I'm starting to think
I called it as soon as Trent Barrett was appointed.
They definitely could.
Trent Barrett can't coach. That's what I've been saying this whole time, and I'm glad you're finally listening. Trent Barrett cannot coach rugby league sides. He just can't. He's not a coach. He can't coach. They've got worse since he was appointed. On the ladder, they've dropped. They've only won 1 or 2 games since Easter Monday.
They have, yeah.
They're just Trent Barrett just can't coach. The Eels are a good side on paper. They're a top 8 team. On paper, they are genuinely.
I think I had them in my 8 preseason.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I had them 9th or 10th.
I don't remember. I had them in my 8. I know that. But on paper, they've got one of the best forward packs in the game. They've got one of the best fullbacks in the game. They've got one of the best halfbacks in the game. The only even Dylan Brown's one of the best 5'8".
It's the back line.
It's the back line. But then they've had Blaze Talangi emerge. Sivo's he's had an up and down season, to be fair, but he's a decent winger. Will Penasini's a gun. He was in Origin talks last year. They're missing a centre, I guess, but
And they're missing a hooker.
And that's what I was going to say. And they're missing a hooker, but missing 2 positions. They should be in the top 8 on paper. That's good enough. Maybe
There's
not to
obviously just
win
underlying
comps,
issues at the club.
Clear, 100%. And Mitch Moses has come out and abused the club. There's the whole Brad Arthur drama where they've sacked him to try and get Wayne Bennett, and then Wayne Bennett went to South, and then the Eels are
that was Bennett was literally signed done deal before Demetrius even sacked.
It's just the Eels just didn't handle that well at all.
Coaching aside as well. So
it was very
it
was very unprofessional, just the way the Eels handled that situation. They still haven't got their coach. It's ongoing. They're in the media now. There's scrutiny. It's just the wheels have well and truly fallen off at Parramatta. And I blame Trent Barrett because he can't coach.
No, I think Trent Barrett's a bit hard done by because he's been thrown into a very difficult situation right now.
Yeah, and I still feel sorry for Brad Arthur because he got sacked up when Moses was out and when Gutho was out, and like that's just he was a scapegoat for a team that was rattled with injuries. Like, in what world does your captain and your halfback out injured and it's the coach's fault you're losing? No, it's because you're missing your halfback, your origin halfback, and your captain. Like, that's just dumb. The Eels are just dumb. They're dumb, man. That's just the board, the coaching staff, just the players' effort on the weekend. Like, if you were an Eels fan, it would be so frustrating.
Oh, it's frustrating for me as a South fan.
Like, on paper, you should be in the top 8.
I really wanted them to win this game.
Yeah.
Really did. But no, they let me down.
The Knights, on the other hand, like, good on them for winning, I guess.
Again, it's just another one. They beat a low Scott side.
They still lost to the Dogs 32-2 when we had none of our players, so socked in.
I still don't rate the Knights at all. Ponga's back this week, though.
He is.
Big in, so.
But their fullbacks have been doing good. Armstrong and Shaw have been their best player.
They're kind of just floating by the Knights. Like, I don't think they're playing finals, but,
no way.
They're there. They're just,
Like, they're one of the teams.
But this game last year was when they went on a 10-game win streak.
Yeah,
imagine that happened again.
Well, they don't have the Bulldogs to play.
Ponga, like, coming back, just imagine if, like, they have a big win this weekend.
I don't think they're coming up against any teams with Jackson Torpin at centre, so unlucky. Let's go to Storm Raiders.
I tipped the upset here.
You did, and you
Raiders
didn't get it.
Have a good record in Melbourne. Melbourne were
clearly.
without players, but they couldn't get it done.
Nah, Storm were always
But they were a lot better in this game than what they were.
Yeah, that's
a few
valid.
weeks prior.
They were up for it.
They were, but Storm just too classy in the end for them. I don't have much to say. Like,
Neither
my
do
try of
I.
the week comes from this game.
Yeah, okay, which we'll get to later.
We will.
We'll circle back to that.
Should we bring it up now?
We'll circle back. We'll circle back. Save it for the segment. But no, I thought like it was probably a pretty lackluster game, but I thought
it was a grind.
Yeah, it was a grind. But like Raiders were in it, and then Storm were just
they
too
stopped
good.
A few good tries in the first half.
Oh, the Raiders' defense is in the first half. Their defense was outstanding. They defended so well. Like, multiple times, they just said their defense was very good in the first half. I'll give them that for sure. And then, I don't know, just like it wasn't that their defense was bad in the second half, but Storm just found points more than the Raiders did, I guess. Like, I don't know what else to say. I will give a shout out to Jerome Hughes, who is in fine form. And just looking back,
without all these other stars there.
Yeah, exactly. And just like looking at our 5-4-3-2-1s over the past week, he probably deserves points and hasn't got them. He's been very good over the last month or so, killing it in Supercoach as well. I traded in Nico Hines, should have traded in Jerome Hughes because Hughes has been excellent. I don't have anything else out of that game, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't. Sorry, right, Storm fans.
Yeah.
There are many of you that watch us, but it's just another typical Storm win.
It's a compliment to your team, though. We're not sitting here tearing you apart like we just did the Eels.
Next up was a surprise factor with the Dragons belting the Dolphins in the second half. The first half they were awful, but the second half.
Without, with a winger going down, which statistically, especially this season, when an outside back goes down early, teams, I think it's like over 80% of the time, lose. They had a winger go down in the first half, and they then just went very good. I will note they usually move Tom Eisenhuth to the centres, and usually he leaks a lot of points. They put Sewer to the centres, and he had an outstanding game.
Much clever decision, that.
Yeah.
Much clever. But the second, Dolphins did enough that first half, but the second half, they just couldn't get anything.
Nah.
It's just penalty Dragons. Dragons had all the ball, and they executed well.
Yeah, I was going to say the difference was probably the execution, where when Dragons got an opportunity, it felt like they scored every time they got an opportunity, where the Dolphins just lots of errors and just didn't really give themselves any opportunities and didn't capitalize on that.
The Dolphins are falling off. If they've got a tougher run this back end.
I've heard that the South Sydney Rabbitohs
I've heard a certain journalist has accused Bennett of not caring about the Dolphins
I think South Sydney are sort of...
No focus at all on the Dolphins. It's all towards South Sydney.
South Sydney are manipulating Wayne Bennett, I heard.
I wonder how long that journalist has been holding that story, waiting for the Dolphins to lose a couple of games before he can finally release that story.
Yeah, literally.
Interesting.
No, I think... I don't know if you'd say they've fallen off. They had a pretty good run, but... They're still doing better than everyone expected.
I still think they're a very good... Jerry Marshall King being out.
That is a huge loss.
A lot, though, but I still think they're a good team to watch.
And they had no hammer.
And yet Bulldogs, I think, is going to be out this week as well. Illawarra.
Well, he was out. He didn't play on the weekend.
Yeah, that might have... Yeah, it was last week. I saw somewhere. Wollongong Legends. I thought may as well bring him up.
That's true. He got his sister's in the Dragons NRL side. She's a gunner. She was in the Origin, the under-19s Origin. She's a gun.
Yeah, but
Good genes in
Dragons,
that
they had
family.
their good game that they have occasionally.
Yeah.
Probably going to get pumped next week.
Well,
so,
usually it's play good,
but,
play bad, play
first
good,
half,
play bad, play good,
Were
play
you in the
bad.
sheds at halftime of this?
No, I wasn't.
You weren't? So
Nah,
you couldn't hear
unfortunately.
Flanagan's magic
Oh, I
words,
wish
or-
I did because what did he say at halftime? Unfortunately I wasn't.
Or you're trying to leak at the door and be waiting.
Yeah.
Just to hear
I will
hear what
say,
Bennett says at halftime because I'd be
here's-
interested.
Here's a little bit of insight into Shane Flanagan. He does give a very good rev up. He's very good with his words and just the way, I guess you'd call it a speech. I've heard some of his pre-game ones and then post-game ones, and he's very smart about what he says and chooses his moments to try and pump the boys up or to not pump them up. I feel like some weeks he'll be like, all right, yep, I need the boys up for this one. And other weeks he'll sort of be like, does that make sense? It sort of saves his good speeches and his good rev ups. And I think this week, although I didn't hear pre-game or half-time, I feel like this week would have been one of the weeks where he did want to get them up because they lost to the Dolphins 38-0 earlier in the season. And he probably wanted to avenge that a little bit.
And they were talking to him pre-game.
Yeah.
They sound very calm.
Yeah.
I'll say. But have you ever been in Dragon Shed at halftime?
At halftime, maybe once or twice, but yeah.
So you listen to what he's discussing.
He's a very good coach. From what I've seen, I rate him highly as a coach.
Yeah.
I think he's
or is it because you've seen him a lot more than other coaches that you
fair enough. But I just I feel like
I'd love to just be in Wayne Bennett's shed, just to see what he said.
I was cut. I didn't even get to see Wayne.
You didn't?
Didn't see Wayne. I was cut about that.
What about after the game?
Nah.
Did
Well,
you
I'm in
not?
the Dragon Shed.
Oh, you didn't stick around, did you?
Wayne
I know
Bennett's-
Julian got a picture with him.
Yeah, but
Which-
Julian's outside the game waiting for the players.
I
I'm in the
thought-
Dragon
I
Shed
thought
eating
you would have
pizza.
been out by that point.
No, mate, I'm not going outside the stadium to then meet all the players I'm in the sheds with.
No. But you know what?
I was celebrating,
I
bro.
found interesting. Bennett was smiling in Julian's phone. I said to him,
Really?
I messaged him. I'm like, "What'd you do to get Wayne to
Yeah.
smile?" He's like, "I don't know."
You got to try and get a handshake off him. He doesn't shake
I
hands.
know, but he gets photos. So.
Yeah. But no, I think the other thing that reflects Shane Flanagan's coaching is the Dragons are in the top 8.
They are somehow. I
they've
don't know how they are,
jumped
but
right
they
up.
are.
A
They're
lot of
there.
people are tipping for the wooden spoon again.
Yeah, well, I said this preseason.
I know, I
I've
know.
predicted them so many times to get it, and they never have got
Yeah.
it, and I don't think they ever will.
Yeah.
And I'm never predicting them again.
Yeah.
And I probably said this last year.
Yeah.
I'll probably predict them for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not getting the spoon. Do they play finals? I don't think they do.
No, I don't.
They could. But
I think they could, but the
I don't think they
congestion. I
deserve
think
to
there's
be
better
there.
teams below them.
So do I, but I don't.
And they-
of
just the
some
consistency,
results, I don't
there's
think
none.
they deserve to be there.
Yeah, and just they're very inconsistent. But I don't think you can doubt they're very far improved. They're one of the most improved sides of the year. I think
Oh, yeah.
Bulldogs are
No,
probably the
they're
most
going in the
improved
right
part.
direction with
Yeah,
Flanagan. but they've
100%.
still got things they need to fix
And
up.
also keep in mind, this isn't his roster yet either. He's still got to build his own roster. Obviously he's got rid of Zach Lomax, which is
No,
interesting.
I don't
But-
think he got.
Well, he didn't get rid of
Zach
him.
Lomax
but
left on his own terms. But kind of regretting that.
I feel like it was a bit of a mixed thing where they wanted to free up salary cap space, and Zach didn't want to be a winger, even though he's the best winger in the
Origin winger. Yeah, but whatever.
Anything on we mentioned Jeremy Marshall King. That's just such a big loss for him.
Do we have
Dolphins.
evidence of Wayne Bennett saying pretty good in a press conference?
I didn't watch the press conference. That was your prediction, so your job. Did you watch it?
I don't think he would have after that performance at any point.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't think he would
fair
have.
shout.
So.
Yeah. I
Could have
think
said the Dragons.
we can
was
give
pretty
you the
good.
point for it, and you still lose the week anyway. Yeah, he could have. Yeah, he might have. It's worth watching. Somebody watch it and comment. Did Wayne Bennett say pretty
But
good?
the next game, I did not watch this one. So
Neither did I,
No
bro.
opinion on it. But do we have evidence that there was a divot put in the ground
No, we don't.
on the top right?
I feel like the
side?
rule is
I feel like there was.
actually back on predictions. Back on the Dragons Dolphins game. My prediction was me to be on TV. I was on TV.
There we go.
I want that on the record. I actually was accidentally on TV. I did have it in the back of my mind.
I just remembered your prediction for the Tigers Roosters
Cool.
game.
I don't remember if he did or not. We'll
I'll have
come
a
back
look.
to
I'm
that.
going to evidence
Yeah, go
now,
for it
dude.
while I talk.
I don't think he did either.
I had it in the back of my mind that if I'm going on the field, I need to get behind a camera. But then I forgot about it, and then my sister spotted me on TV in the back of a Jaden Suey interview. So I got that one. Yeah, I was happy with that. Yeah, have a look if Benji.
You're right.
Let's go. So that's just on the Roosters Tigers one, which we'll come back to. But I said Benji Marshall to have a head accessory, and he had a hat on.
He did.
He had
I
a
didn't
hat.
think he did, but
I'm good at my predictions. Yeah, Panthers Cowboys. The real question in this game is: was there a divot made in the ground in
I'd
the top
assume
right
there
corner?
was.
You reckon?
I'd assume there was.
If you can find evidence, I'll give you the point. But once again, you still don't win the week.
I'd assume there would have been.
I had a try to be scored by a ball placing over the line, which happened, so that was nice. We'll come back to
the
the
issue with
Roosters.
this game. Both sides didn't have their Origin players, so it could have gone either way. But I guess good work.
Yeah,
the
well, we
Cowboys.
should
They
talk
got the
about the
win.
game.
They got the win. Are they in the 8th at the moment?
Are they 8th?
Nah,
7th. Yeah,
So
they're in the 8. Yeah. I just think, like, you can sit here and defend the Panthers and be like, oh, they're missing their Origin players. But, like, yeah, the Cowboys were as well. The Cowboys seem to enjoy beating the Panthers when there's no Origin players. I don't know what's up there. But, yeah, no, it's just a weird one where, like, I just don't know what happened to the Panthers.
There's a divot there somewhere.
Sure, mate. Whatever. We'll give it to you.
There somewhere there's a divot.
You still don't win the week. You got flogged. Yeah, no, I just, like, I don't have much to say. It's just, I didn't expect it. I thought Panthers would win.
Panthers would still win, but, another...
I guess credit to the Cowboys. That's probably
They
the
defended
moral
well
of
in
the
this
story.
game. Finally, they had a good...
Well, keeping
defensive
Panthers to
effort.
6 points at Penrith is pretty impressive, no matter who's playing for the Panthers. But once again, as I said earlier, like, they're missing Nathan Cleary. Luai and Cole just haven't been that good together. I think, or was it Snyder in this game? But either way, they just, like, they lost to the Warriors and Magic Round. They've been losing a lot of games. They lost to the Dragons. Sorry, it was Cole and Snyder because Luai was out. And that's the same half pairing that lost to the Dragons. I think they're just, it's sort of one of the games where you take with a grain of salt, like, no Edwards, no Luai,
Cowboys
no
also
Cleary.
didn't have their players.
Yeah, I know, but that's where I'm saying, like, but I think it's more of a credit to the Cowboys rather than
reminds me of Bulldogs
worrying
versus
about
Parradise
Panthers.
last year. See, I said no one playing.
Mate,
We
had no one playing.
Literally had Tom Burgess as
We
captain.
had Jackson Torpenay at centre. Who even is that? He doesn't even play on NRL anymore. Bro, look at ours, and we had more New South Wales Cup players in that game than you guys did.
We were missing our best players. So
We were the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
We sucked. We lost 66-0 to the Knights the week before. Cop the L, bro. South suck. They sucked then, they still suck now.
Captain
Bottom
Tom
4,
Burgess
bro.
Didn't get it done.
Bottom 4. He scored.
He scored. Yeah,
He
I
scored.
predicted that as well.
He did.
He loves scoring against the Dogs, doesn't he?
He
Burgess?
does. Anything else out of this game? I don't really have much
No,
to
I
say.
don't have much. But the next game, the Roosters 40,
Yes.
Tigers 6, and it was just a bloodbath.
Before we
from
get
start
in,
to finish.
before we get into the X's and O's of this game, we're gonna get real in depth here. I think we're not, but your predictions.
Both of our predictions.
Yeah,
in this game.
but we've been over mine. Yours is the better prediction here. Yours is prediction of the week. Talk to me about your prediction.
Hainsey to be on TV with his camera out in front of him, hitting the NRL logo. Spot on. Perfect. Exactly
Literally.
how I visualised it to be as well.
He
exactly.
like when you say exactly, like it was literally he had his phone out in same hand and everything.
Yeah.
Whacking the NRL logo, yelling,
Chanting as well. That
chanting,
was the thing.
saying,
That was exactly how I visualised it to
if
be.
you're a Rooster man, stand
No,
up.
If you're a Roosters fan or something like that.
Roosters
We're so
fan,
good,
stand up.
It's unbelievable whatever they sing.
I got a new Bulldogs team song. You want to hear it?
Oh, gosh.
You don't want to?
Yeah. I'd be happy to sing some Burro chants on.
We win every week. We win every week.
No, you can't.
We are the Bulldogs. We win every week. Do you rate it?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah, it's copying a South Sydney one, that.
What's the South
He
Sydney?
scores when he wants. He
Oh.
scores when he wants. Alex Johnston, he scores when he
I
wants.
was actually
I
copying.
wasn't singing it properly then, but...
I was copying the Bulldogs one from a few years ago, which was "We lose every week. We lose every week. You're nothing special. We lose every week." But yeah, Roosters Tigers. Outside of your prediction, which was the highlight of my weekend,
I hate the Roosters, so I watched like 20 minutes, and when they just kept scoring, I'm like, yeah, I can't.
Do you turn it off because you just don't like watching the Roosters?
I
win?
don't. And when it was 22-0 or whatever, I was just like, yeah, stuff this. I don't.
So the only reason you turn this game off is because you just don't like watching the Roosters do good.
No, I don't. I really don't. I can't stand it one bit.
Bro, you got to
I'm
commit
like,
to Orange Feelers.
Yeah, but I
It's
can't
your
commit
job.
to the Roosters. I'm like, bloody Tigers, can they
You tip
please
the
put in
Roosters.
something at least, like just to make it more competitive?
You tip so you're going into this game 0-6 for the weekend, and you're hoping the Tigers win and get your tip wrong.
Yes and no. That was 50-50 because I'm like, I want to get a tip right, but I want the Roosters to lose.
Yeah.
That was never happening.
I was still driving home from where was I on Sunday? Was that
Dragons
the
game,
Yeah,
I think.
I took my time on. I'm coming home from the Dragons game, but I had a lot of super coach relying on this game because I have Tedesco, I have Dom Young, I have Terrell May, I have Sam Walker, I have Appy Coruscant, and I was losing my matchup by a couple hundred points. I won my matchup, so I've got the Roosters to thank. Dom Young scored 120 something. Tedesco, my captain, 120 something. Walker was in the 80s. So shout out to the Roosters for such a great performance. I really, really appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah. But
I know you appreciate the Roosters winning.
Whatever.
Other Roosters, Zane, let me ask you this.
But Winston had a prediction. His bold call was Benjamin would be wearing an accessory in this game, and that he was. He was wearing a white Tigers hat.
I don't miss,
in
baby.
His press conference.
I don't miss. Easy. Yeah, I got a question for you, Zane, as a South fan. This one's for you. Are the Roosters a premiership threat?
Oh, they haven't beat like a top tier side though this year.
They beat the Bulldogs.
Yeah, but are the Bulldogs a premiership threat?
Yes, it's 2024. They're literally winning the comp.
Well, yeah, there we go.
Because
they lost to the Sharks, they lost to the Panthers, and they lost to the Storm. They can beat one of those sides, then yes, because Panthers, they haven't beat them in a few years.
Yeah, right.
And every team that's gone up against Penrith in the grand final have beat them at some point during that season. Eels, Rabbitohs, and Broncos beat them at some point during the season. The Roosters. So for me, the grand final is going to be Panthers versus.
They beat Broncos twice.
I still think it's going to be a Panthers Storm grand final.
I disagree because the Bulldogs aren't in that, and it's like, well, the Bulldogs are winning the comp, so they're in the grand final.
Yeah, well,
my answer to are Roosters a premiership threat is no, because they're not the Bulldogs.
Okay,
and we all know the Bulldogs are winning the comp.
I'm still saying realistically, no, not yet. I still worry about their consistency.
Can I put it this way? I think the Bulldogs will play either Roosters or Storm in the grand final. They're the two. I think they're grand final threats.
Okay.
They're grand final threats. They're not winning the comp.
Who's your preference, though? Who would you rather
Who would I rather play? Oh, that's a great question. That is a great question. I'm going to go Roosters because 04, 20 years later, good storyline.
Revenge on the Storm?
Well, that's so hard because that's 2012. We lost to the Storm. We want to avenge it. Same with Souths. Like, it'd be nice to play Souths and avenge 2014. But I think Roosters, it'll be a bigger crowd, 2 Sydney teams. I get to give it to Hainsey. And I think it's more poetic beating the Roosters 20 years later. And we'd probably wear the Heritage jersey.
Not in the grand final.
Surely not, yeah. It'd be our home versus their home, our white jersey.
Yeah.
But no, I think I think Roosters is probably more of a storyline. But the Storm avenging that loss, that would heal the child version of me. Because I was like, that was right as I was like sort of aware. You know how like at a certain age, it's like you're more aware of like rugby. Like you watch it, but then at a certain age, you like sort of appreciate it more.
2 grand finals in 3 years.
It broke little Winston. And that's not it. It broke little Winston.
14, they
because I was 10 and 12.
With 14, they sort of fell off and then came good.
Well, they came 7th and then
but they were like top 4 for most that year. And then they sort of fell off at the back end and then they came good again for finals.
2014 was so fun because like we pumped Storm in Melbourne week 1, beat Manly in Golden Point week 2, then beat Panthers in Penrith, or not in Penrith, but at Allianz, but beat Penrith.
ANZ, I should say.
Beat Penrith week 3. And I remember in 2012, the whole thing was Storm were going to win because they had the grand final experience. And so in 2014, South hadn't played in a grand final since like before they got kicked out, I assume.
70.
Like I'm not trying to dig out, like 72. Genuinely. And the Bulldogs had played a grand final 2 years earlier. So I'm like, oh, well, we've got the grand final experience. So we're going to win. I was so confident. Like I was more confident 2014 than 2012 that we're going to win the grand final. And then it wasn't. It was to be South because it was rigged.
George Burgess massacre.
It was rigged. It was rigged.
George Burgess ran over like 3 Bulldogs players, or Tony Williams had a terrible tackle attempt.
As soon as South brought out that bell,
don't you remember George Burgess and Tony Williams?
Tony Williams scored a try, mate.
No, he got bumped off, didn't he?
He scored a try though.
He did, yeah.
He scored a try.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, back on the Roosters Tigers game. Anything else?
Nah.
All right, let's go.
Disappointing. Tigers, look, they're shaping up for the spoon again.
Let's do our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s. Player of the week time, baby.
Okay.
I didn't do up the Instagram thing last week, but I'll just add last week's points onto this week. So check out the Instagram @orangepillars_ to see the leaderboard for the year.
1 point, so I'm going Bradman Best.
Yep.
2 points is Jerome Hughes.
Yep.
And we're just discussing.
As I just said, how he deserves some points.
3 points is James Tedesco. Yeah. He played well. I will say that he was in everything in that Roosters game. 4 points is Mitch Moses.
Yep.
Because he was the only Eagles players who
even though he lost
got the ball in his hands. And 5 points is Mr. Clutch, Nico Hines.
Burto?
No.
6 points.
It's Burton. Yes.
Have you gone 5 points to Burton?
Yes.
Really? I didn't expect that.
I was going to see your reaction if I said Nico
Bro,
Hines.
I was like, I thought you were serious because it's like the meme that Nico Hines. And I was actually, you actually got
it's
me
Matt
there.
Burton's my player of the round.
I'm going to be honest with you. My heart was racing through that. because like I've given points to Matt Burton because like,
Yeah.
I genuinely
he was
think
always gonna be
he's
one.
like his kicking game won us the game, but I didn't expect you to give him 5. I thought maybe 2 or 3. And so as the points were getting higher and you weren't saying Burton, I was like, has he not done Burton at 5? And then you didn't say Burton. I didn't process what you said.
Nico.
I just processed you didn't say Burton. I was like, what? But you've gone Matt Burton, so that's nice. We've got similar lists. I don't have Hughes, but 1 point. Bradman Best, same as you. I've gone Tiamale Martin at 2.
Oh, okay. So you've updated it, have you?
What do you mean?
Oh, that's okay. That's my list. I was reading that as if it was yours. I was gonna say,
I'm
we've got the
revealing
exact-
it slowly,
I was
mate.
like, we've got the exact same. Yeah, okay.
No, so Tiamale Martin at 2. Moses. Oh, I don't have Teddy either actually, but Moses at 3. Close to what you had him. I think just the fact that he's got 7 points this week and his side lost shows how good he was, and he's outscored somebody that he was against as well, like Bradman Best. 4 points, Tedesco. I thought, yeah, he was in everything. And 5 points to Matt
Our
Burton.
player of the round. I think first time this year he's got it, actually, is it?
Yeah,
Player of the round.
yeah.
There
I
we
think
go.
player of the round, and he collects 2 bonus points.
Yeah, he does too.
That is hot stuff. I will, like, as I said, I didn't do the graphic last week on Instagram. And so it means the 2 graphics in a row we had Troll Mitt and then Burton this
How dare you
week.
not post Troll Mitt?
Are we rigging it? No, I'm saying I did post the Troll Mitt one.
You did?
So I posted the Troll Mitt one and then didn't post last week's and then posting Burton's. So it's like back to back is Troll Mitt and then Burton. And it's like, are we rigging it? Troll Mitt, Burton.
Well, when they play good games, we don't have to.
Yeah, that's it. Shout out to Matty Burton. Zane, take it away.
Anyway, mate.
With our with our Reese Wesser in the wet try of the week, brought to you by the Vintage
We
Throw.
need our own like little sub intro for this.
Yeah,
like,
maybe
play the try, make it a
Yeah.
GIF or something, and play
Well,
it.
unfortunately, you get
Anyway,
banned by the
yeah,
NRL if you
no,
do
you
that
do,
because
yes,
of copyright.
My Reese Wesser in the wet try of the week goes
Yep.
to KO Weeks against the Storm.
Yeah, I
When
rate
he
that.
Ran down the middle and just outpaced everyone.
Very nice.
Only good attacking play off the Raiders that night, really. In my
yeah,
opinion.
no.
But
Good
no, it was
call.
a very entertaining try. Very early in the second half. I'm like, oh, Raiders, they're back in this, but wasn't to be, was it?
How many Reese Wesser in the wets would you give it out of 10?
Probably a 7.
7.
I'll say a 7. Not a
7
10
Reese
out of 10.
Wesser in the
it's
wet
not-
out of 10?
Not like Greg Inglis versus the Broncos style, but it was, you know,
I thought you would have given it
just
to.
sort of caught the Storm off
I thought
guard.
Burton's field goal deserved try of
Well,
the
that's
week.
not a try, is it?
Yeah, but it was that good. It was that good that it deserves try of the week. All right, let's do our round 18 preview brought to you, Zane, by TBC Live. If you want to play TBC Live, jump in the, what is it, a description? I was going to say bio. We don't have a bio on YouTube or
Or
Spotify.
you can go to the App Store and download it. It's
No,
free.
we wanted to hit our link.
Yeah, well,
We wanted
hit
to
the
hit our
link.
link.
That's
Hit
easier
our
than
link.
the link, by
No, the link is easy. That's correct.
Yes,
Hit the
very
link.
easy.
Don't go to the App Store. Don't do that. Hit the link. Trust me. And obviously we do our tip and we do our prediction for each game. And we got fun with it last week and got some nice ones up as we've discussed. So let's see how we go this week. Starting with the mighty South Sydney Rabbitohs taking on the Eels at CommBank Stadium.
You'd think this game's a poo slinger, but like people aren't talking about it in that sort of way because it's 2 bottom 4 sides, but they're not. It just doesn't seem like it's a bottom 4 clash, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. So this game, I'm worried for this. I must say.
Yeah, you were saying
I'm
pre-show
just
that
saying
you're a bit
Para
worried.
CommBank, like they've got a terrible record against South in general. Like we're their bogey team, but they're at CommBank. They've lost quite a few in a row. Souths have won a few in a row. I have a feeling Parramatta will be up for this.
Yep.
I'm still going to back South though.
Ooh.
But
I mean,
I'm
yeah, that
not
makes sense.
confident in this game. I'm very nervous for this.
Yeah, okay.
My bold prediction, I'm going bold in this. Trust me. The Burrow to be heard on TV
Ooh.
at CommBank. It will echo.
That
You'll be
is-
able to hear us.
It's worth noting the Chook pen was shouted out by
Yeah, well,
Dan Ganane.
You
for-
can
'cause
hear
you could
anyone
him.
on.
Can you hear the Para PA chant
Yes,
on
you
TV?
can. And what about the awkward ones at the MCG for the Origin?
Yeah.
Did you hear those ones?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going Burrow to be heard on TV.
No, it's not like a prediction that like it will happen. So
Yeah, okay.
ready. We're there.
Sorry, I'm going Souths as well. Are you at this game?
yes.
It's your second time at CommBank, hey? Like you haven't been there much. Or third. 'Cause
Second, no, yeah, no.
'cause you're at Dogs
I'm trying to think, did I
Eels.
go there last?
You're at Dogs
No,
Eels.
no, okay. I didn't go there for the New South Wales Cup. Grand
Oh,
final.
okay.
No, I was going to, but
Yeah, okay.
no, I've been
So
there
yeah,
once.
first time for a Souths game.
Yeah.
How exciting. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm going Souths. And my prediction, Moses to yell at someone.
Okay.
I think that could happen. All right, let's go to Shark Park for
It's
Sharks
not, it's
Titans.
at Cost Harbour.
Oh,
this
it is
game.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is. It is at Coffs
So
Harbour.
is it a Sharks home game or is it a Titans home game?
Sharks
Closer
home
to the
game.
Gold Coast.
It
is
is
a
yeah, well,
but,
yeah.
You know,
Technically
teams,
a Sharks home
teams
game.
do that, but I think we haven't seen the Titans play since their 60-point win. And you know, last time a team scored 66, they went on a very good run.
Who?
The Knights.
Oh,
Yeah.
why did I ask that?
And the Sharks, however, a few losses, but common sense, you'd tip the Sharks here.
That's what I said
have
about
to
the Titans Warriors game. I tipped the Warriors with common
I
sense.
think Sharks will win this.
You said that about Panthers versus Dragons. Tipped Panthers with common sense.
I think Sharks need to bounce back. They need to win this game, and I don't think Titans will.
Yeah, okay. So you're on Sharkies and a prediction, please,
My bold
sir.
prediction is for Kieran Foran to re-say what Des Hasler mumbled in the press conference because no one can understand him.
Does that happen?
Yes, it does.
Like, Foz is Kieran Foran?
Pretty much his translator.
I was going to say...
You got Des there like,
I was literally going to say, is Kieran Foran his translator?
Needs to get scans done, and Foran will have to re-say it. That's my prediction. Kieran Foran will translate Des Hasler in the press conference.
Kieran Foran... I've got to repeat. I'm going to go to translate because that's way funnier. All right, I'm going Sharks as well at Coffs Harbour.
Des Hasler will mumble.
And because it's at a stadium that rugby league isn't normally played at, Streaker.
Okay.
I think that's a safe
Have you
bet.
seen this ground? They've played here before.
Yeah.
I think the Sharks played the Knights here
last
year.
Didn't Souths play there last year as well against Tigers? Where was that at?
That was
Cairns.
No, Tamworth.
Tamworth. Close enough.
We were all over the country last year.
Yeah, you were.
But yeah, it's not a league field. It's
Yeah.
like on an oval, like Thomas Dalton Park. It's like
Well, that's like
it's like an oval.
Dogs play in
that
Bundaberg, and it's literally the same. Where it's just an oval.
terrible ground.
Barely has a
I guess,
grandstand.
it's nice to get some footy into Coffs Harbour.
Let's
get enough sport
go
there.
Broncos Panthers at Suncorp. What are we thinking, Zane?
I'm thinking Panthers, although I would not be surprised for a Broncos win.
Yeah, okay.
Panthers, and my old prediction for the game is
Doesn't have to be bold.
yeah.
You keep saying bold prediction. I'm just letting you know it doesn't have to be
say-
bold.
both number 4 score. Whoever's wearing those jerseys, both of them score.
As in a player that you'd rate 4 out of 10
No,
hotness,
just
or
wearing the
like
number
okay.
No.
So we're not going. I'm trying to think of a player that's a 4 out of a 10, and I'm blanking. I don't know. I'm not gonna be rude
Both
to
the right
players.
centers to score.
Both the right centers to score. What happens if number 4's out? Then you screw.
Well, then just whoever's
No, because you
playing
said
right,
both number 4.
whoever's playing right centre,
All right, we're gonna have to go both right centers.
which I believe will be. It'll be Stags on one. Oh no, it won't be.
Cobbo? No, Mariner. Mariner's in the
Well,
centers.
that's I think it's the top try scorer, so that's pretty.
But
safe.
on the wing. Mariner's one of the centers. I don't know who
It'll be
the other
Dean
is.
Mariner, and I'd say
I thought Mariner's on the left. Cobbo. It would be. Oh no, yeah. Dean Mariner probably will be right center.
Dean Mariner and Alamotti.
Alamotti's left, I think, isn't he? And Tungo's right.
Targo then. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Both
Just
of
the
them
right
score.
centers. All right. I'm going Panthers as well, Zane. Yeah, I think Broncos are desperate, but hard to tip against Panthers. My bold prediction. Are you ready for this one? Chelsea Dagger to be played.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Broncos winning score for that to happen.
All right, let's go. Doggies Warriors at Accor Stadium. If you want tickets to this game and you want a discount, link in the description. You get 10% off. Code automatically applies. 10% off.
I'm
Let's
going the
try.
Dogs in this game. I think they're on a roll at the moment.
Yep.
Warriors just don't know what to expect. But
I expect Warriors to be very good.
my prediction for this game is the commentators not be heard because of the loud dog booing from the Dogs fans. That
Booing?
happens sometimes. Yes. Sometimes the Dogs fans boo so loud that they're louder than the commentators.
Yeah, right. See,
They
I don't
boo,
know this
trust
because I don't watch the Dogs games on
The
TV.
commentators are trying to talk, but you just hear this booing.
I've got you down as Dogs to outboo commentators.
Yes, at some point.
I'm going Dogs because I'm a Dogs fan. As I've said though, I'm worried about this game. I think Warriors are being underestimated a lot. I feel like they're playing good footy with Sean Johnson out weirdly, and I'm a little bit worried. But hopefully we can win. My prediction is the crowd to be over 25,000, which I feel like is pretty decent against Warriors at our call.
I reckon they'll get a few thousand there.
Yeah.
So.
I think anything under 20,000. We had 15K last week. That was a Friday night, so
It gets harder for the Tigers, doesn't it?
Tigers Storm at Leichhardt.
Yeah, but like it's a very...
Hainsey thinks Storm will win this one, doesn't he? Didn't he say that in our online game?
I'm pretty sure Storm will win this as well. But...
Oh, sorry, no, I mean Tigers.
Yeah,
he said Tigers would win because it's at Leichhardt. It's like, no.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Tigers actually don't have a good record at Leichhardt.
Exactly.
Like
I agree with you.
It's so overrated that people are like, oh, the Tigers at Leichhardt. I'm like, they don't play well there.
They don't play well anywhere. It's the Tigers.
Like, my prediction for this game is for the touch judge on the far side of the field in the first half to put their flag up.
Far side touchy to put flag up. I mean, that's...
At some point.
If somebody kicks a goal during first half. I like how specific you're getting. It's good stuff. It's good, honest rugby league
between the
stuff.
20 and 30 minutes. No, we're not going that far.
In the 29th minute.
No, just in the first half.
I'm going to go ball to be kicked onto the hill.
Yeah, okay. That's a fair one, I guess.
And I'll get a little bit more specific, to be fair. To kicked onto the hill and dropped.
Yeah, okay. We won't know that far.
The spectator to drop it. You never know. It's a risk. It's a game you play.
Cowboys versus Manly.
In North Queensland. Turbo back at centre.
This is a tough game, this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Cowboys purely because it's up there. And I feel like they can bring confidence from that win last week. But this is like, I still rate Manly. I'll go Cowboys, but my bold prediction is for a Cowboys PA chant to be played, as always.
Cowboys PA chant. Yes. Do they do the...
Cowboys. Have you not heard it?
Yeah, that's literally... I was about to mimic that one, where they go like, Cowboys.
Yeah, then they say, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
They were doing it at Magic Round.
Yeah,
or trying to do it. I'm going Cowboys as well. Tommy Turbo at centre. I expect him to roam. So I'm going to go Turbo to assist a try, but on the opposite side of the field to he's playing. Yeah, I think he'll be at right centre.
And he'll roam.
And I think he'll set up a try on the left. But if he's on the left, set up a try on the right. I think he'll set up a try on the opposite side of the field.
Okay.
And then we got Roosters, Dragons, Anzac Day rematch at Allianz.
I did the same prediction as last week again.
What was it?
This to be on TV.
Oh, yeah, you got to. You got to, surely.
Not again. I'm going to say Roosters will... I assume they win this pretty well, and my prediction is going to be... I'm going to say Trent Robinson will look very serious in the coach's box.
During the game?
During the game. Just look very, stern and serious, as he does.
I feel that's pretty safe. He's never looked more serious than the time Sam Walker ran backwards against the Bulldogs.
Yes, I know. He didn't look happy, did he?
He didn't. I'm going Roosters as well. I'm going to go Hainsey to be on TV 2+ times.
Okay, so he's taking mine, eh?
I'm taking mine, but doubling it. Hainsey to be on TV 2 or more times. Let's go, Hainsey. Raiders Knights to wrap up the round. That was a lot of R's. I can't pronounce my R's, so that was awkward.
I'll do a press conference prediction for this game. I'm going to go...
Can I get your team first?
Raiders at home.
Yeah.
I think they need the bounce
back. That's valid. In Canberra.
My prediction is Adam O'Brien to laugh during the press conference.
O'Brien to laugh?
Yeah, because he did last week, actually, when Frizzell took the Powerade bottle.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was good.
That's what I'm basing it off. I'm like, O'Brien to laugh even if they lose.
I'm also on Raiders because it's in Canberra. I need a prediction to wrap up the round. I'm thinking something to do with maybe Ricky Stewart or like, I don't know. Let's go. It's in Canberra. It's going to be hard to judge, I guess you'd say, but all 4 or all 5 because 18th man, all bench players to be in jackets at the same time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's actually not bad. It'd be cold down there.
Yeah, it'd be hard to work out.
I think this is daytime though.
I don't. It's Canberra. It's cold. So. It's cold in Canberra. 4 p.m. The sun sets by then anyway these days. It's ridiculous how dark it gets. All right, Zane, that's us, baby. We got through it. How are we feeling ahead of the...
Yeah, it's nearly 8 p.m. where we are. It's very later than what we normally do.
And we said pre-podcast, this, we'll try and get it a bit shorter.
I think it was just over an hour.
Yeah, I think it was just still, long
time.
Yeah. But hey, that's your content. That's your content.
Anyways.
All right. Shout out to Matt Burton, hey?
Yes.
Best field goal kicker in the comp.
Hopefully a future Rabbitohs legend.
Shut up.
Hopefully.
No.
Hopefully.
Why would you say that? Look at him. All right, let's drop, baby.